could just be legally that the OSP may just be passing on this investigation to another institution, and that's where the fundamental concerns that have been raised, at least based on public discourse, that we may not see the same commitment by the other agencies in transparently investigating this matter.
Well, Alfred, thank you for the opportunity, and let me say I appreciate the views expressed by my co-panelists, and I associate largely with some of them from lawyer Martin Pebu and Prof on this platform. And I would only add a few to what it is that they have indicated. And the Special Prosecutor, lawyer Kisi Ajebin, I think, have done some work, and I appreciate some of the things that he's done. However, in relation to this matter, even though the information he provides gives an indication of wanting to pass on that matter to another institution, I'm not satisfied. Not satisfied because there are still a number of angles that has not been answered. You see, Madame Cecilia Dapa claims that she had some businesses that she was operating, and that would have given her some of this money. That's her explanation, the reasons she advanced. But Alfred, it's very clear. I don't know whether lawyer Martin Pebu will help me with Article 78(3). It's very clear that as a minister, you cannot transact any business, whether private or public, that brings profit without the permission of Mr. Speaker. We have had 2 speakers since Cecilia Dapa became minister from 2017. Speaker Michael Kwe and currently Speaker Bagden. There is no evidence that Cecilia Dapa has appeared before the parliamentary committee to seek permission for her to transact any business other than being a minister of state. So if today you calculate all her earnings as a minister, and it doesn't give you the amount that is found in her home, it doesn't give you that amount that is found in her home, and she had not appeared before Speaker Okwe's committee or Speaker Bagben's committee to be permitted to transact any other business, there should be questions straight away that she should be answering, even from her own statement that it is her cosmetic business, because you couldn't have engaged in that business without permission of Mr. Speaker. So that angle, I don't think that the investigators have gone so deep into it. Again, what happens to loss of what? Deception of what? A public officer. And lying on oath.
Yes.
That you say this is your source, and it's found out that that truly cannot be the source of what? The money. And further check shows that you did not even seek permission from authorized bodies that are supposed to grant you that permission and right for you to transact any business. And you see, we have faced with all these challenges, Alfred. You remember the acceptance of her resignation by His Excellency the President. You remember the words that the President used then. And all of us, many persons who appeared on this platform during that week, were so worried about the words the President used. The President could just have accepted her resignation and possibly wish her well. But to move further and to vouch for her integrity and knowing that she will be cleared, can we now begin to see the difficulties that you place on many institutions that are supposed to work to make sure that the truth is gotten? It is on this score that I commend the OSP for how far he has come, how far he's even when the courts attempted to frustrate him, he still found a way of going through the processes and reaching this point. But I am not too comfortable that he will be passing this on to another agency. I don't think that he should just conclude by saying that, oh, he suspects only money laundering, because he must also look at all these other related provisions in our constitution and even in his own laws that establish that office. I'm aware that I hear some part that she failed to declare her property and then income, the form that was given to her, which she was supposed to fill and return by law within 30 days, which she failed to do, is in court. And so it may not be the case that the special prosecutor is leaving everything and passing everything on to another agency, but possibly that aspect to do with possible money laundering is to be handled by another institution. Okay. And I don't know, Alfred, whether it was only dollars that were found in the house, because some CDs were found.
Yeah, 2.8.
2.8. And I think also some euro was also found also. So, but we've heard some information about some money moving from the United States. Was it also from the United States that the euro came from? Or because that has equally not been answered. Then the CD component of the monies that were found there also, where did he also come from? Or is it part of the dollars that have come in, which have been changed to CDs and stored under the bed? So clearly, there's still a number of issues that have not been answered. And I believe so that the special prosecutor could do us some good if he continue on this matter. If there's some level of confidence in his office than most other investigative bodies. And that is why I think clearly that he should look at the Constitution. He should check from Parliament, both the 7th and the 8th Parliament. It is clear that Madame Cecilia Dapa has not been granted any permission. Indeed, she did not seek any permission. Not that she has not been granted. She did not seek any permission to engage in any other office of profit.
There's no record of that.
There's no record of that.
But how about if, in fact, based on the investigation of the OSP, we got to know that those businesses were registered under some pseudonames, correct?
Well, so that itself also makes
not
it
in her
even
name.
It makes it even more suspicious and even illegal. If now you are even wanting to associate with it that is the source of your income. And Alfred, if I read that, Article 78, 3, it says, a minister of state shall not hold any other office of profit or emolument, whether private or public, and whether directly or indirectly, unless otherwise permitted by the Speaker, acting on the recommendations of a committee of Parliament on the ground, A, that holding that office will not prejudice the work of a minister, and B, that no conflict of interest arises or would arise as a result of the minister holding that office.
Right.
The same applies to even members of Parliament also. If you go to Article 98, 2 also, members of Parliament cannot engage in any other without the permission of what, Mr. Speaker? Any other work without the permission, even if you are a lawyer,
even professors,
even lawyers who are practicing, they have to appear before the committee.
Kofi, even professors, I cannot be a full time at my university and a full time at another university. GTEC not allow so I can only be a part time of another university, but only for one full time at one university. So there are regulations everywhere in your profession.
Let me.
With what he said, then it means a lot of MPs would have.
Let me. No, they appear before the committee. Let me.
Have to know.
Article 98(1). A member of 98(2) rather 98(2). A member of Parliament shall not hold any office of profit or emolument, whether private or public, and either directly or indirectly, unless permitted to do so by the Speaker acting on the recommendation of a committee of Parliament on the grounds that A, holding that office will not prejudice the work of a member of Parliament, and 2, no conflict of interest arises or would arise as a result of the member holding that office. So, members of Parliament who want to even practice as lawyers, they appear before that committee. There's a committee established for that purpose. You would appear if you want to do business, you appear before that committee, you are granted the right to do so. If you don't,
the OSP has a lot of work.
if you don't, you would have been doing something.
He has to go to Parliament.
So,
Well,
you
so-
see, those who are supposed to enforce the laws are not doing it.
Those who have open companies and are making
there are a
profit.
lot
And I'm
of them.
saying that, but, well, a number of them may have appeared before this committee and granted the
Okay,
permission.
gentlemen.
Well, so all that I'm saying is that in this case, both in the 7th Parliament and in the 8th Parliament, no such application was done by the person in question as provided for under Article 78(3), and therefore the Special Prosecutor should also pay some attention to that particular.
Okay.